Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing great. Welcome back to our channel Agla Same Schools. Today in this video I will be covering chapter 2 of class 10 social economics, that is sectors of Indian economy. So let's discuss question and answers. Here turn to page number 35. Question number 1 says filling the blanks using the correct options given in the bracket. First, employment in the sector service dash increased to the same extent as production. Answer is has not. Second, workers in the dash sector do not produce goods. Answer is tertiary sector. Third, most of the workers in the dash sector enjoy job security. Answer is organized. Fourth, a dash proportion of laborers in India are working in the unorganized sector. Answer is large. Fifth, cotton is a dash product and cloth is a dash product. Answer is cotton is a natural product whereas cloth is a manufactured product. Further, sixth is the activities in primary, secondary and tertiary sector are dash. Answer is interdependent. Now question number 2 says choose the most appropriate answer. A. The sectors are classified into public and private on the basis of. Answer is ownership of enterprises. B. Production of a commodity mostly through the natural process is an activity in dash sector. Answer is primary sector. Further, third is GDP is the total value of dash produced during a particular year. Answer is all final goods and services. Further, fourth is in terms of GDP, the share of tertiary sector in 2003 is dash. Answer is between 50% to 60%. Now, question number 4 says find the odd one out and say why. First, tourist guide, dhobi, tailor, porter. Answer is porter. Second, teacher, doctor, vegetable vendor, lawyer. Answer is vegetable vendor. Third, postman, cobbler, soldier, police constable. Answer is cobbler. Now fourth says MTNL, Indian Railways, Air India, Sahara Airlines, All India Radio. Answer is Sahara Airline. Now question number 6 says do you think the classification of economic activities into primary, tertiary and secondary is useful? Explain how. Answer is it provides information on how and where the people of a country are employed. For example, in India in 2000, the share of a primary sector in employment was about 60%, that is more than other sectors. First, it also helps in ascertaining as to which sector of economic activity contributes more or less to the country's GDP and per capita income. Second, if the tertiary sector is developing much faster than the primary sector, then it implies that agriculture is depleting and the government must take measures to rectify this. Third, the knowledge that the agricultural profession is becoming unpopular or regressive can only come if we know which sector it belongs to. Fourth, it provides us information about employment conditions in different sectors. For example, in India, the primary sector faces the problem of disguised unemployment. And in this sector, more people are employed and even if some are removed, production will not be affected. Further, last point is, it provides us information about progress in different sectors. For example, the importance of a tertiary sector has increased due to various factors needed for basic services and the coming of IT services. Now, let's discuss question number 7. For each of the following sectors that we come across in this chapter, why should one focus on employment and GDP? Could there be other issues which should be examined? Discuss. Answer is, for each of the sectors, we focus on employment and GDP due to some reasons, and they are to know the number of people employed in that sector. For example, in 2000, the share of the primary sector in employment was more than the secondary and tertiary sector. Second, to know the share of each sector in the GDP, for example in 2000, the share of a tertiary sector was more than that of the agriculture sector and secondary sector in the GDP. Third, by focusing on GDP and employment, we can draw conclusions regarding the generation of new employment opportunities in various sectors and take necessary steps accordingly. Fourth is, we come to know employment conditions for workers such as an unorganized sector and take necessary steps to improve their conditions so that the workers are not exploited. Second is, focus should be laid on other issues such as conditions of work, profit motive, efficiency, public welfare, environmentally friendly. First, conditions of work should be in the favor of workers. Second, the employment should be regular and the employers should follow various laws such as Factories Act, Minimum Wage Act, etc. And the third is, the production must be for the welfare of the people who should not be exploited by raising prices or creating a scarcity of goods in the market. Now, question number 9 says, how is the tertiary sector different from other sectors? Illustrate with few examples. Answer is, first, that is the activities of the tertiary sector help in the development of primary and secondary sector. Second, these activities by themselves do not produce a good, but they are an aid or support for the production process. For example, the transport system helps in taking goods for the factory to markets for the purpose of selling or storing in godowns. Third part is, it provides telephones and other products for communication to the traders. Banks provide money to help production and trade. Further, fourth point says, thus, transport, storage, communication, etc. are not tertiary activities. On the other hand, the primary sector forms the base for all products that we subsequently make. Minerals and ores are natural products which are converted into other forms by manufacturing. So sugar is made from sugarcane. Now, question number 10 says, what do you understand by disguised unemployment? Explain with an example each from the urban and rural area. Answer is, disguised unemployment is a kind of unemployment in which there are people who are visibly employed but are actually unemployed. This situation is also known as hidden unemployment. In such a situation, more people are engaged in work than required. For example, in rural areas, this type of unemployment is generally found in the agriculture sector, like in a family of 9 people, all are engaged in the same agriculture plot. But if 4 people are withdrawn from it, there will be no reduction in output. So, these 4 peoples are actually disguised unemployed. And in rural areas, this type of unemployment can be seen mostly in service sectors, such as in a family, all members are engaged in one petty shop or a small business which can be managed by less number of persons. Further, question number 11 says, we have to distinguish between open unemployment and disguised unemployment. So let's talk about open unemployment first. Here, when a country's labor force does not get opportunities for adequate employment, this situation is called open unemployment. And in this type of unemployment is generally found in the industrial sector of a country. This is also found among the landless agricultural laborers in rural areas. Further, disguised unemployment. This is a kind of unemployment in which there are people who are visibly employed but actually they don't have full employment. In such a situation, more people are engaged in work than required. This type of unemployment is generally found in the unorganized sector, where either work is not constantly available or too many people are employed for the same work that does not require so many hands. Now question number 12 says, tertiary sector is not playing any significant role in the development of Indian economy. Do you agree? If agree, give reason in support of your answer. So answer is the tertiary sector is not playing any significant role in the development of Indian economy. Is partially correct due to some reasons, and they are: first, the share of a tertiary sector is employed has not increased in proportion to its increase in production, and in 2000 the production in the service sector rose by 11 times, whereas employment has risen less than 3 times. Therefore, still more than half of the workers in the country are working in the primary sector. New services such as information technology have been important, but not all the services of the service sector are growing well. At one end are highly skilled and educated workers, but on the other end there are a very large number of workers engaged in services such as small shopkeepers, transport persons. These persons barely manage to earn a living, and yet they perform these services because no alternative opportunities for work are available to them. Such person cannot play any important role in the development of Indian economy. It is this part of the service sector that is not growing in importance. Now, question number 13 says, service sector in India employs two different kind of people. Who are these? Answer is, they are the people involved in the service that may directly help in the production of goods. For example, people involved in the transportation, storage, communication, finance, etc. And second is, the people involved in such services that may not directly help in the production of goods. For example, teachers, doctors, barbers, cobbler, lawyers, etc. They may be termed as ancillary workers. That means those who give service to the primary service providers. Now, question number 11 says, workers are exploited in unorganized sector. Do you agree with this? Give a reason to support your answer. Answer is yes, workers are exploited in the unorganized sector. This could be clear from the following points, and they are: first, there is no fixed number of working hours. The workers normally work 10 to 12 hours without paid overtime. Second, they do not get other allowance apart from the daily wages. Third, government rules and regulations to protect the laborers are not followed there. Fourth, there is no job security. Fifth, jobs are low paid and the workers in this sector are generally illiterate, ignorant and unorganized, so they are not in a position to bargain or secure good wages. Sixth, being very poor, they are always heavily in debt, so they can be easily made to accept lower wages. Now, question number 15 says, how are the activities in an economy classified on the basis of employment condition? Answer is, on the basis of employment conditions, the activities in the economy are classified into organized and unorganized sectors. So first, let's talk about organized sector. So here, this type of sector covers those enterprises which are registered by the government and have to follow its rules and regulation. For example, Reliance Industries. Whereas unorganized sectors, it includes those small and scattered units which are largely outside the control of the government. Though there are rules and regulation, but these are never followed here. For example, casual workers in construction, shops, etc. And in this sector there is no job security and the conditions of employment are also very tough. Now, question number 16 says, compare the employment conditions prevailing in the organized and unorganized sector. Answer is, the employment conditions prevailing in the organized and unorganized sectors are vastly different. The organized sector has companies registered with the government and hence it offers job security, paid holidays, pension, health and other benefits, fixed working hours and extra pay for overtime work. And on the other hand, the unorganized sector is a host of opposites. There is no job security, no paid holidays, no pension or no retirement, no benefits of provident fund or health insurance, unfixed working hours, and no guarantee of a safe work environment. Now, question number 17 says, explain the objectives of implementing the NREGA 2005. So the answer is, the objective of implementing the NREGA 2005, that is National Rural Employment Guarantee Act 2005, is to implement the right to work. Second, the act has to be implemented in 200 districts. Third, under this act, all those who are able to and are in need to work have been guaranteed 100 days of employment in a year by the government. Fourth, if the government fails in its duty to provide employment, it will give unemployment allowance to the people. Fifth, the type of work that would in future help to increase the production from land will be given preference under this act. Now, question number 18 says, using example from your area, compare and contrast the activities and functions of private and public sector. Answer is, first, let's talk about private sector. So in private sector, the vegetable shops, grocery shops, sweet shops, etc. are in a private sector. These are owned by private individuals, and the vegetables and other products are generally of good quality. The rates may be slightly higher. The companies like Reliance, Tata, Airtel provide telephone and TV services which are of very good standard. The shopkeepers provide free home delivery services without any extra charge. Private schools provide education of good quality. Their students are well dressed and disciplined. The medium of instruction is always English. Now, let's talk about public sector. So here, Mother Dairy Booths, which sell vegetables, fruits, milk and milk products, are in public sector. These are owned by public sector undertaking Mother Dairy. The vegetables and fruits are generally of average or poor quality. The rates are lower than the market rates. MTNL provides telephone services. There are complaints against these services. On many occasions, telephones remain out of order, but they do not charge for that period. Mother Dairy or any other public undertaking do not provide free home delivery service. The schools run by MCD do not provide quality education. Their students are not well dressed and disciplined. Their medium of instruction is generally Hindi. Now, question number 20 says, give 3 examples of public sector activities and explain why the government has taken up them. So answer is, only the government can invest large sum of money on the public project with a long gestation period. Second, to ensure and provide transportation at a cheap rate. Further, NTPC, the government has taken up to provide electricity at a lower rate than the actual cost of production, and the aim is to protect and encourage the private sector, especially small scale industries. Further, let's talk about aim. So here, their aim is to provide quality health service at the reasonable cheap rate was the main purpose of the government to start this. Now, question number 21 says, explain how the public sector contributes to the economic development of a nation. Answer is, it promotes rapid economic development through creation and expansion of infrastructure. It creates employment opportunities. It generates finance resource of development. It is ensuring quality of income, wealth and thus a balanced regional development. It encourages development of small, medium and cottage industries. It ensures easy availability of goods at a moderate rates. Further, question number 22 says, the workers in the unorganized sector need protection on the following issues, and they are wages, safety and health. Explain with examples. So here the answer is, the workers in the unorganized sector needs protection of the following issues, that is wages, safety and health. So in the construction sector, laborers are employed on a daily basis. Hence, they have no job security. Here, wages too differ from time to time. Consequently, the government has set up the minimum wage rate to protect such workers from economic exploitation. Some problem exists for miner working in private mining companies. This safety is secondary to the company's profit, and as a result, many miners suffers grievous injuries and many a times even die due to inadequate safety gear and norms. Government of most nations have now laid down strict rules for private enterprises to ensure workers' safety. Further, question number 23 says, a study in Ahmedabad found that of 15 lakh workers in the city, 11 lakh worked in the unorganized sector. The total income of the city in this year, that is from 1997 to 1998, was rupees 60,000 million. Out of this, 32,000 million was generated in the organized sector. Present this data as a table. What kind of ways should be thought of generating more employment in the city? So answer is, ways to generate more employment in the city of Ahmedabad have to be provided by the government, especially in an organized sector. As the table shows that organized sector earnings are much higher than that of the unorganized sector, even though the latter employs almost 80% of the city workers. More companies need to be brought under the roof of the organized sector so that workers from the unorganized sector are attracted to jobs there with higher and more secure wages. For this, the government must provide loans and aid to companies transferring from unorganized to organized sector. So guys, I have covered all the questions of this chapter in this video. I hope you like this video, and if you have any query or any doubt related to any of the question discussed, please put your query in the comment section below. For more such NCERT solutions, keep watching and do not forget to subscribe our channel Aglasem Schools. And do not forget to wear a mask and take good care of your health.